Hello, hello, hello. What's up? What's up? What's up? What it is? Welcome back to What's Lit and What is Real. I am K Daz. This is my channel, Jewels and Gems. Thank you so much for being a part of this conscious vibe, this subconscious element. I really appreciate y'all for tuning in, giving me a little bit of your time and space here on this 3D dimension. So today's topic, what we talking about, what we laying the jewel in the gem on, what we turning the stone on. We turning the stone on how everyday spells, rituals, and manifestations play out in our life and how we can redirect that energy to work in our favor. So let's get into it. Let's get straight down to the point. So when we're talking about everyday spells, rituals, manifestations, I feel like there's like a gloomy or a gray area when we talk about these things, because a lot of times when we talk about spells, people automatically get spooked. They automatically talk about, it's something of another dimension or something of a sense of a dark or a negative energy. And when I say dark, I don't mean dark as in the negative, but people try to put the connotation of dark and negative together when dark and negative isn't a connotation that should be together. Dark is an energy of a powerful source. Without the dark, without a dark space, creation could never exist. So that is something to keep in mind. Without a dark void or that void space, nothing can be created. You know what I'm saying? So all creations and all manifestations come from a quote unquote dark place. You know what I'm saying? And when we're talking about dark, we're not talking about dark again as in anything negative. We're talking about dark in the sense of power, in the sense of confidence, in the sense of strength, in the sense of all being, all knowing, and regenerative. You know what I'm saying? That type of energy. So when we're talking about manifestations, rituals, and spells in our everyday life. So when we're talking about our everyday life, what are we talking about? So manifestations in our everyday life. Now, I know we've all turned on a TV screen. We've all watched TV or even seen television or seen a movie, a documentary, a program, or some type of series, you know what I'm saying, on a bigger screen other than on our phones. Even if we've seen it on our phones, it don't matter. All I'm trying to say is I'm pretty sure you've seen someone act out a situation on a platform, right? So whether it be TV, movie, or whatever. So when they are creating that vibe, when they are creating the ambiance of what they are trying to project as a scene, per their dialogue, per the surroundings within the TV show or movie, the language, the tone, the setting, to create an idea or emotion for the viewers by creating a new reality or a new experience. You know what I'm saying? So when we're watching TV or watching TV shows or whatever it have be, they are creating a dialogue, they're creating a setting, they're creating a certain aesthetic so that we as the viewers can view it in a certain way, and we can feel and resonate and be drawn to it in a certain way, and then take ourselves in the sense of, oh, what if that was me? Or I can resonate because of this, or I had a friend that was this, or I had this. Whatever the reason that you resonate with the TV shows that you watch or the movies that you watch or any documentaries that you watch, and even if you don't resonate with it in the sense of it was you, even if you want to get more knowledge from it, you have to understand how they depict it or how they make it in a digestible viewing platform to where the audience can perceive it to resonate from it. You know what I'm saying? So that is a manifestation. That is a manifestation of them being able to put the dialogue together, also with the scenery together, also with the message, and being able to present it to you or to present it to us, not even you, to present it to us in a certain type of way to where we feel, see, or resonate with the emotion of the picture, or the timing of the picture, or the climax, or the resolution, or whatever it be that we resonate with when we watch TV shows, movies, or anything that's playing on a bigger screen, where people manifest those emotions or those experiences within our lives based on either what we went through or how we feel in the moment. You know what I'm saying? Drumming up in our feelings. So that's a manifestation within itself. So if you think about manifestation on the everyday life, whenever you're watching TV, whenever you're, doing your day to day, if you're scrolling down Instagram, whatever, when people have, well, not people, when there are pictures posted or video clips or just whatever that resonate with your life, these are manifestations. These are manifestations to where they have either manifested that it reached you, not knowing you, and or it's manifested that you and your energy is drawn to it based on the catalyst that they're presenting. You know what I'm saying? So that's one form of manifestation when we're talking about how we are how it plays out in our everyday life. Manifestation. So when we're talking about rituals that play out in our everyday life, and I'm gonna get to how we can redirect these things. Don't worry, but I just want to kind of break down the different ideas or different examples of these things so we can understand the different rituals, spells, and manifestations that play out in our everyday life first, and then we can understand how we can redirect them. So going back to rituals. So when we think of rituals, think of your hygiene, think of your everyday ability or your everyday need or necessity to do certain things. So your hygiene would be a ritual. You know what I'm saying? Standing in front of a mirror, getting dressed. You know what I'm saying? Doing your hair, washing your face, brushing your teeth, things like that. These are series of rituals that you do on an everyday basis. And a mirror is definitely a big portal or a portal to another dimension. And not only that, to see yourself in a different type of way. You know what I'm saying? So when we're talking about getting dressed in front of our mirror, brushing our teeth, washing our face, doing our hair, or whatever, and we're doing it in front of a mirror, we're talking about a ritual day one-on-one. You know what I'm saying? So when these things are being performed in our everyday life, we have to take conscience of what are we thinking during these times? What are we saying to ourselves during these times? You know what I'm saying? Or what's on our mind, even if it's not something that we're conscious to, what's in our subconscious at these times that we're thinking of when we're doing these things. Because like I said, rituals is just like your everyday hygiene, anything that you do on a daily basis, anything from getting dressed in the morning to locking your door to eating breakfast. All of these things are rituals that we do on a daily basis. Anything that you do on a daily basis at a set time, set day, on a schedule, that type situation, that's a ritual. You know what I'm saying? And to understand it in a metaphysical way to how it manifests and play out in our everyday life is very important. So now when we go to I'm sorry, I was trying to look at my notes. Now when we go to spells, we're talking about the sequence of words, how we write, what we say. You know what I'm saying? How we communicate, lettering, things like those, symbolism. That's when we're talking about spells. And also when we're talking about spells, we're talking about in everyday life, instructions, recipes, directions. All of these things are spells. Legal documentation and or laws. You know what I'm saying? All these things are spells, and they play out in our everyday life, and they direct us in our everyday life based on how what we eat, how we warm our food, what food we digest, you know what I'm saying, as far as diets, you know what I'm saying, any type of guideline, any type of instructions, any type of like I said, laws or spelling of anything, any type of symbolism, anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Labels, all of that kind of stuff. Those are all in the same realm or in the same categories of when we're talking about spells, recipes, instructions, signs, symbols, right? So when we're talking about these things manifested in our everyday life, we have to understand where they come from or what they are so we can see them for what they are and be able to redirect the energy, right? So we have different, hold on, what I got here. Okay, so depending on your background, the recipes will be different, or the similar meanings or flavors will be different. And what I mean by that, depending on if you're doing spells, depending on, not if you're doing spells, everybody doing spells on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? What that was meaning to say is, okay, let's say you have a recipe for chicken and dumplings. They might have a recipe for chicken and dumplings in the islands that may be called something totally different, but when you taste it, it brings you back home. It's the same type of spell. It's the same type of idea, identity, same type of relation when we're talking about words, when we're talking about flavors, when we're talking about identities of a certain person, place, or thing. You know what I'm saying? Recipe, directions, symbols, all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like McDonald's will have the same symbol regardless, because of course that's McDonald's symbols. But when you go overseas, you will be able to recognize that in your subconscious and your conscious memory to be like, oh wait, McDonald's is familiar to me. You know what I'm saying? The same thing with the recipe. Like I said, with the chicken and dumplings, it may be different somewhere else, but it'll be familiar to your palate, familiar to your subconscious, familiar to how you feel. You know what I'm saying? And that's when we're talking about these spells and different things like that. So now how you can redirect this energy on your everyday life, we have to understand that manifestations start with spells and rituals, right? It's the meat and potatoes of spells and rituals. So to manifest anything in your physical life or in this physical realm, it starts with a ritual and a spell. So with the ritual being said, it's something that you are going to feed or going to tend to on a daily basis. Have some type of schedule or some type of pattern on an everyday basis to how you accept and bring those things into your life, right? And then when we're talking about spells, it's all about how you word the things, how you word what you say, how you word what you think, how you present your thoughts, how you think about yourself, how you think about the things that you're trying to bring into your life to even have a ritual on, right? So let's say you're trying to bring love in your life, right? So your spell would start with a petition on what you want to bring in your life and how that would make you feel. And you really get into the energy of these things, right? You can write these things down. You can write, it's different kind of spells you can do, but let's just say we're gonna write it down, right? We write down a petition of the type of love that we want to bring into our life. So we're doing a spell. We're putting the words into it. We're putting words into action and allowing our feelings to symbolize or be represented by the words, right? So writing our feelings down on what we want to attract and how we want to attract, and you can even put when you want to attract and this, that, and the third, but also understand and keep in mind that everything's in divine timing. So you put your intentions in your petition, right? You put your spells down in your words, right? So then you do a ritual, right? You do some type of ritual to where on a daily or a pattern or a scheduled basis, you are feeding that spell. You are feeding that intent. You are feeding that desire that you intend to manifest in this physical world, right? So like I said, spells and rituals are the meat and potatoes of a manifestation. So in order to manifest anything in this third dimension, in this physical world, you have to be able to have your spells and your rituals on point. You see what I'm saying? You have to be able to have those two things meeting each other, right? And your word choice and symbolism and lettering is important, as well as patterns and schedules will be very important to instill that creative energy and have that physical representation of what you're trying to manifest. So you can use things like vision boards. Those will be perfect manifestation tools, or a perfect manifestation tool to use, and you want to get an interactive vision board, or if you can make an interactive vision board, you know what I'm saying, something that you can put on or take off, or something that you can just add to, so you can make you a vision board, in a bigger space than you actually have, than you actually plan on placing pictures or items on. And I'll do a video about vision boards and different things you can put on them. But it's literally anything you can think of when it comes to the things that you dream and desire and what you want to manifest in this world. So everyone's vision board will be different for sure. But if you have an interactive vision board to where you are actually adding things to the board, and when you're accomplishing things, you're taking things off the board, and it doesn't have to be, in a sense of you have something that costs a whole bunch of money, but you can finagle away, and I definitely have some DIYs of ways where you can do some reattachable items on your vision boards, and have a more interactive vision board so that your energy can always match with what your goals and your desires are at the moment. And you can also award your accomplishments by what you do achieve based on what you have on your vision board. So that would be a great manifestation tool, having a vision board. Also, like I said, spells and spiritual and other spiritual tools, such as candles. you know what I'm saying, to do rituals with, and bay leaves, and, you know, to bring in money. And if we're talking about love spells, we can do any kind of crystals to bring in that energy, as any manifestation or ritual can be used in multiple ways. It's so many ways you can do spells, right? And the ritual is just the maintenance of the spell, right? So if the spell is the intent, the ritual would be the action, or the actual, like I said, the maintenance of that spell. And then the manifestation you definitely will see in your life if you are doing these things. So I feel like I kind of lost my place just then. Right. So it's all kind of spells you can do. And I was saying, like, if you were doing a love spell, you can do a spiritual bath. You can do anything with working with candle magic, crystal magic. There's all kind of herbs and things you can do. There's teas that you can drink, and I got some teas coming here on Taylor. I'm sorry, I said it backwards. On my website for our Tailored Wellness line. And we'll have different teas and baths and things like that. But I'll definitely post some more information about that. But this is ways that you can manifest and redirect the energy in your life that affects us in our everyday life. You know what I'm saying? So how we're affected in our everyday lives, how we're affected in our everyday lives by spells, rituals, and spells by other people, and how they play out. We can redirect this energy by the spells and the rituals we do, and the words that we say to ourselves, and the actions that we place on our lives, and the things that we pay attention to based on who we are and where we are, can really redirect the energy of who we are and where we are, and the things that we manifest in our life. So be careful of your words and the spells that you say and put over yourself, and the symbolisms that you also place yourself under. And also be aware of the rituals that you are doing on a daily basis that you may or may not be aware of. You know, just hone in on those things, and definitely manifest the things that you desire and you dream, because you deserve them. And understand your outside forces. Understand these spells and rituals and manifestations of others, and how they play out in your life based on who you are and where you are. Like I said before, but ultimately redirecting that energy based on who you are and where you are, and understanding how to redirect the energy based on the spells and the rituals that you keep on an everyday basis to manifest and co-create your dream life. All right. I am K Daz. This has been another Jewel of the Day. Manifest your greatness, because you're worth it. Peace and blessings. Namaste.